All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to another podcast with Let's Grow Pulling. My name is Jason Schultz, and Bryan Lively from the Hook Magazine and Pro Pulling Magazine. He's the editor of both of those and busts his butt going all over the country, taking great pictures and writing articles and producing awesome pulling magazines. Him and I are going to start doing a weekly podcast, so we're going to call it Behind the Lens because Bryan's a guy that's behind the camera, but he hears a lot. He's got his ears to the ground, kind of knows what's going on in the pulling world. So, Mr. Lively, how are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Living the dream. Living the dream right now. I'm down at the park in Richland Center. We're setting up some tents for a big festival this weekend. My tractor is heading to Waupun, Wisconsin, Saturday night for the big Prison City pull-off that Aaron Hall puts on. So got a weekend, got one pull to go to, and then, so 4th of July, God bless America, life is good.
Excellent. Yes, that's the truth. It's a pretty good weekend for pulling. It's also a good weekend, of course, for reflection for what Independence Day is about. It's actually kind of a weekend that slows down a little bit for me compared to previous weekends. You know, we both put on a lot of miles here recently. At Mount City, Missouri, and the previous weekend I was in Greenville, Ohio, and also in Tampa, Indiana. So
Bryan,
a lot of good pulling recently.
Was that the Ohio benefit poll that the Vargas put on?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So they have the Judge and they have the Alki Dad's Toy, right?
That is correct.
Okay,
yes, it is.
Very good. Because I know I buy my pulling tractor insurance from them, and Derek sent me my yearly invoice so I could pay. And I was trying to put all that together, and I thought that's got to be that. And I've been meaning to ask you that. And we saw them down in Mound City in unlimited superstock class on Friday and Saturday night. So
yes, Ron Senior's got the tractor running really nice. They're doing a nice job with it. Just nice to see him on top, and also Wild Hall running good. I got a win here recently. At the first pull of the year on the Champions Tour.
Yeah, sounds like Kurt's been struggling a little bit with the fast lane tractor. Really never got on top of it either night down there, Friday or Saturday night. So one do the unlimited super. Seems like Champions Tour has the weekend off, or no?
That is for most part that is correct. I think the Mack Trailer Hot Rod Semis are in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania this weekend.
They are. Yeah,
we've also got the Prairie Brand Western Series. They are in Springfield, Nebraska.
Yeah, I know Kurt's doing that. Kurt's doing that because he had a post on pull off tonight with all the 2 nights of pulling. Looks like one heck of a lineup too. The Western and Silver Series is strong.
Yes, very very nice group of tractors. Very nice group of classes. It's one of those deals where I wish I could be in about 3 places at once. From what Kurt's told me, that's a very nice facility and one of those jewels out there in the West for the big deal. That's for sure.
I talked to Fleming's high maintenance, Morgan and Todd and Lance up in Toma, and because Kurt was like, "Hey, help me recruit some 2-wheel drive trucks to get out to Springfield, Nebraska." And I talked to Fleming's, and they went out there last year, and they said it's a heck of a good pulling track, and they're trying to get the 2-wheel drive truck class, more numbers out there on the Western Series, and I think they're going to put on one heck of a good show. I know Timmermans are going out now, Terry Timmerman with the Hot Nasty, and then I know Fleming's have their 2 trucks going out, plus the regulars on Kurt's tour out there on the Western Series. So the 2-wheel drive trucks, I mean. A lot of, everybody loves the black smoke, but everybody loves that noise too. And, when the mini rods went down the track, man, Friday and Saturday night in Mountain City, Bryan, that crowd went crazy. And the mini rod, Boyd's are building the mini rod now. And, Leishner's got the Bobcat Jr. now. It makes sense, that these blown guys with the mods, they do the mini rod. And if Christy and John can put that together on the Champions Tour, where the mods are going to the same place as the mini rods, man, that's going to be wild. That's going to be wild, Bryan.
Yeah, it's a really nice addition. I'm not for sure when that league will happen, but it'll be a nice addition at some point down the road to see the mini rods as a true Champions Tour class.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's going to happen probably sooner than we think. I know Boyd's are hoping to have theirs done within a month. I talked to Greg this week earlier on my show and talked about Austin driving his tractor for the first time ever, and wow, just a lot of stuff happened. A lot of stuff happened in the pulling world, and it's just starting to get going too. Because about mid-July is when it gets nuts, right? Because that's kind of the big fair push, mid-July through the end of August for you?
It really, from mid-June through the end of August, is really busy. I could be somewhere about every night.
Okay.
Regardless of what kind of pulling it is. Like, it could be antiques, it could be Champions Tour, any number of things going on. So
yeah, I suppose when you have the Hook magazine and the Pro Pulling magazine, you have the full buffet of pulling that you can pick from. I kind of forgot about that. So what's up? Today's Thursday. What's going on this weekend then for you then? Tomorrow's the 1st of July, Friday. So what do you got going on, you think?
Well, actually, I'm trying to wrap up the Hook magazine for production right now. It's extremely late. Like as you well know, it's been a crazy few weeks here on the road, and some things kind of got thrown by the wayside. But we'll get it wrapped up tomorrow. Saturday, my intent's to be in Newcastle, Kentucky, at the Henry County Fairgrounds for the Lift the Soul Propylene League Wagner Competition Diesel Midwest Region Pool.
Okay.
They've got 4 classes there. The limited pro stock trucks, which replaced the 2.6 class of pro stock trucks, which replaced the 3.0 class, and then super farm and hot farm tractors.
Have you had a chance to see the new pro stock diesel trucks with that 3.6 turbo yet this year in any of your travels?
Yes.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
It's a really nice looking class. It's kind of like for a fan that's not attuned to the sport like you and I are. It's kind of akin to standing on track with a pro stock and a 4.1.
Yep.
There's just a change in sound there. But if you're not attuned to it, if you've got your eyes closed, it's not a whole lot dissimilar.
Right.
So and actually, the great split guys we have now, they all put on a good show, and both of these new versions of those classes are doing an outstanding job. So
no, and I think the move to do that, there was a lot of comments back and forth that maybe this is a bad idea, but I think what we're going to end up seeing is a whole bunch of trucks of these limited pros going pro stock, and I think that then the beginner class for national level diesel truck pulling can truly become that limited pro class, and maybe they don't have to have all the drop box reversers and all that stuff, and that pro stock class becomes that solid staple, that super farm class. You know what I mean? It's just they're everywhere in the country and they can go everywhere. But man, the first time I saw them was at our Sauk benefit pull up in Sauk City for Badger State Tractor Pullers, and I don't even think the pullers, Brian, realized they had to stuff rope at another 500,000 RPMs to get that bigger charger lit. You know what I mean? It was just it's wild. And are they making so Badger State chose not to put the mod tires on this year? They're still going to run the DOT tires. What are like some of the Silver Series and Western Series doing? Do they have to run the mod tires this year, or what? I don't even know, to be honest, for that pro stock diesel truck class.
The pro stock diesel truck class, most of those guys are running the cut, the traditional ag style look tire. The DOT tires are still on the limited pro class.
Okay.
Which is what we saw at Mound City.
Yep.
That was, I believe those guys were limited pro stock.
Yes. Yep, they were. Absolutely. So good. All right. So Kentucky on Saturday. Anything after that? You said Newcastle, Kentucky?
Newcastle, Kentucky on Saturday. Nice pull. Good hot bed of pull here in the state. Really enjoyed visiting those folks. I've been up there numerous times. Sundays are going to be a new one for me. I'm going to Otwell, Indiana, which that's traditionally been a nice hotbed of pulling itself for the southern Indiana area, just about 2 hours northwest of Louisville, and had always heard about Otwell and the Otwell rear can and their pulling events, but I'd never been there to their facility. They're also running the Midwest region classes. They're picking up the pro stock 4-wheel drive pickups, which is a good competitive class, and they the 4 classes total. So
awesome. That's gonna be heck of a. You got anything cooking on the 4th of July? Or you're gonna lay low on Monday?
Looking to go do a little antiquing on Monday. There's some antique events going on. I kind of have a plan or intent. Usually, I don't like to say where I'm going to go, and then especially on an odd date like that, and with weather is such a controlling factor for what I do.
Yes.
And, as well as when you're on the road.
Yep.
And I'm content driven, and when I see. So I'll be up. I can come up and do your event. I'll do my very best, and I see a 30% chance of rain that morning. I have to go hunting for somewhere else to go. But yep. I do have a pull or two on the radar, and if you see me show up, make sure to smile for the camera. That's basically it.
So if you see Bryan Lively at your antique pull on Monday, you got lucky there, and it's pullers really appreciate great pictures of their pulling vehicle, and nothing makes you happier than to open the Hook magazine or the Pro Pulling magazine and and see a picture of your tractor in there, for everybody. And like, how often do we get to be in magazines? And that's what's great about everything. Let's talk about your magazines a little bit for the people that may not know you, Bryan. So you do it's the Hook. Did you start with the Hook magazine? Is that correct?
Yeah, I picked up the Hook in 2010. I've been at it as a editor publisher now since June 15th of 2010, and haven't looked back. Antiques, classic, uh, anything up to like a super farm, Limited Pro, be it 85 or 95 Limited Pro, you'll see that in the magazine. I try to kind of fill a niche that where the other magazines uh, will miss, and always finding new and different places to go and new and different pullers to meet and share the magazine with.
Absolutely. And then how long now have you been being editor of Pro Pulling?
We are now on our fourth year. We just started our fourth year, amazingly enough. I'm every time I start a new magazine, I fill out the front of the magazine with the kind of the particulars from pulled up volume 4 issue 1, and that's started the fourth year for us. So
That's awesome. And where can Pulling fans go on the web to subscribe to your magazines, Bryan?
okay, you can go to my rickety website at magazine.com. Click on the merchandise link, and you'll have the opportunity to purchase either magazine at that link. I also want to give a little publicity to another project I just got finished with and really proud of. It's the program for the Bowling Green Pool, the 50th anniversary pool.
You're doing the program for the Bowling Green pool?
Yeah, I just finished it.
Congratulations! That's an honor, Bryan. That's an honor.
Yeah, I'm proud to be part of that group, and they asked me to come in last year and do their 49th edition, and they were pleased with it. And I'm just tickled to be a part of their family, of their program, and we all got our programs in this week from the printer. They're happy, I'm happy, and I hope the fans will be happy. It's really neat what I came across in terms of photos and information to share with the Pulling family. I think everybody will be pleased with it. It's just a neat deal to do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. This will be my first trip to Bowling Green ever. I'm going to do the road shows with or without Miles Krieger out there. He's got a new baby coming. Not sure when that baby is going to come, so I went up to Toma with him last Thursday to kind of get the feel for it. So I want to be able to help Miles with that. And then the talk. I mean, the Bowling Green this year is going to be the Super Bowl. I mean, just the media, everything like that. It's going to be the who's who. You know what I mean? It's going to be no matter what association people are dropping it, and they're going to Bowling Green for the most part. Bryan. I mean, I know there's some point race conflicts. I think maybe with the poll in New York. I don't even know. I don't know if they fixed all that or not, Bryan. It's hard to say, but it's going to be one heck of an event out there in Bowling Green, Ohio.
True. It's a really nice deal. I'm like I said, I'm glad to have our opportunity to be a part of the not only the program but the event. They have a subcommittee within the members of the Blue Shirts that are working hard. I know, putting in a lot of hours in terms of planning and putting this production together. Because for those who've never been to Bowling Green like yourself, it's an amazing place. There's collars are stacked one on top of the other. And then and what is even more baffling is that the campground area is the predominant amount of area that's in the place. The campground, they've added another 20 or so acres just to soak up the overage of campers that want to come up and visit now. So really amazing.
No, that's good. And I'm glad that Pulling has a superstar like that. And, we're continuing to grow more and more great events like this. And you and I know that Mound City, it's on its way to becoming, I don't know, for Missouri Pulling, I don't know it enough, but that is going to be one heck of a pull. One thing I've been trying to do more, Bryan, to help grow Pulling is do those live videos when I'm at 2-day pulls for sure. And I always get comments on Saturday. People walk up the announcer stand or they come find me in the pits and they're like, the only reason I'm here tonight is because I saw your live video last night and I can't believe how good of equipment is here. and the pictures you're taking, Bryan, and the video we're doing, we're just going to keep pounding this thing and getting more and more fans in the stands. So I personally appreciate all that you do, Bryan Lively, for the sport, because I know it's work for you. I know you love it, but it's still a job. And I encourage everybody to subscribe to your magazines. Go to hookmagazine.com, and there's just good content, great articles, everything you want in a polling magazine. And thanks for all that you do, Bryan. And anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Not really. I just, glad to have our friends share some thoughts with you, and look forward to visiting with you again in the future.
Yeah, we'll talk again next week. So I've been on talking to Bryan Lively right now. We're going to call this podcast Behind the Lens, because he is a photographer and editor for the Pro Polling magazine. I know Jesse posts this issue as well, and also the hookmagazine.com. So Bryan, enjoy the 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody remembers why we have the freedom and independence we do, because of our veterans. I was in the Army Reserves for 8 years. Never served overseas, but got put on call a couple times, and was willing to make that ultimate sacrifice for my country. And we live in the greatest country in the world. And yeah, God bless America. That's all I can say.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks,
for all
Bryan.
the veterans.
Have a good night, buddy. Take care.